What's going on, everybody? Yeah, we have a special guest this evening. We got Mr. Skull Aquatics. What's going on, man?
Just on vacation this week, enjoying myself.
Well, that worked out perfectly.
Yeah, had a great weekend. So
It's always good to have a nice, relaxing weekend.
Yeah.
I got in today, and they're like, "You're taking this class on a field trip. Oh, and by the way, one of the kids has a seizure, so you need to have a crash course on how to treat a seizure." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, I don't know how you do that. My wife's a high school teacher, and I could.
I wanted to teach high school at first. I was like, I want to be with the bigger kids. And now I'm like, I don't want to be with any of the kids.
Yeah.
But it's a job.
So I work with a bunch of grown-ups, so you can say whatever you want to them.
We just find creative ways to say what we want to the kids, and they don't figure it out.
Yeah. A little sarcasm.
Yep. Today, one of the kids asked something. Oh, they were like, what do we do? Because we had a field trip. When we got back, we only had like 40 minutes left. So one of the kids is like, what are we doing? And I'm like, well, if you sit quiet, we can watch a movie. And then the teacher that was with me was like, we'll let you know when we decide. And then like 5 minutes went by, and one of the kids was like, well, what'd you decide? We both looked at each other. We're like, we're going to give you work. And they're like, what? And we're like, no, you're going to watch a movie because I don't want to do anything either.
There you go. There you go.
So I was like, go on your computers, watch a movie, sit there, and then we're going home. I just found out that this teacher is going to be out now for the foreseeable future because she just tested positive.
Yeah.
So
that's how my wife got her job, is because she was a substitute forever, because it pays really well to be a substitute. And she substituted, and the teacher never came back.
Yeah, sadly, that I can't do that here because after 30 days, they have to get a certified teacher in there.
Yeah. Well, she has a lot more education than I do.
Yeah, so I'll be in a fourth grade room for who knows how long now, which is going to be fun.
Sure. That's like my grandson. He's 8. I go play with him really hard for a weekend, then I leave.
That's why I like covering the meetings, because they're like 30-minute meetings, and I'm like, okay, they're your problem now. Bye.
Yeah. That's the best part.
So hello, chat. How is everybody doing in there? Hope you all had a good time. It's been a while since I've actually done an actual stream, so I missed everybody. Hope you've all been well, doing good and stuff. We're just gonna be hanging out, talking with Skull about all the stuff he's got going on in his fish room there. Now, did you say you also do some saltwater?
I used to.
Oh, you used to do saltwater. Okay.
I used to be way into it, but
how long ago was that?
Probably 15 years ago.
Oh, that's about the time when I had mine too.
Yeah, I mean, I had calcium reactors and protein skimmers, and there was no LEDs back then, so I had a huge metal halide light on it, which was spectacular until you looked at your electric bill. They're like 150 watts. That's a small one.
Nope, I had a glass box with salt water in it and fish from Long Island Sound. I didn't do anything fancy. Nice cheap way to do saltwater tank.
I loved it. I had lots of leather corals in it, and I had a lionfish, a bunch of shrimp. The lionfish was cool. My wife was really worried that I was going to get stung, and as soon as you put your hand in the tank, he would go hide. He wanted nothing to do with you.
As long as you don't piss them off, they're probably fine.
Well, after a while, he knew I was the one that was feeding him. So
it is funny how they realize that the hand that goes to the top is going to be feeding them at some point.
Yeah.
I love when you walk over to a tank and all the fish swim up to get fed.
I learned with the metal halide light, you need to turn it off when you're cleaning the glass. Mine was in a canopy that I made with fans and everything in it. They're so hot. I flipped it up first weekend I had it. And I'm cleaning the glass. And about an hour later, I'm like, man, I'm itching. That thing sunburned me. Just like a welder burn.
Wow.
And I was just like, yeah, I learned that lesson. That's like all the corals, the leather corals. I would bump into one, and I thought the power head was shorted out or something, because it would shock you. It was like I I didn't know that. So then I had these gloves that went way up to here, so nothing happened.
Nice. When I was doing the fish store, the guy's like, "Oh, there's bullet shrimp in there. Never been hit by one yet, but I'm sure they hurt." And I'm like, "There's what? They do what?"
Yeah.
And then I got to hear the story about how they, shoot it's air they shoot, right?
Yeah.
I was like,
So
"Well,
you think you got hit by something?"
Yeah, I was like, "You can catch those because I know nothing about this salt stuff, so you can have fun with all that stuff."
Yeah.
But no, when I was at Aquatic Marine on Sunday just doing some filming, I was on one of their salt tanks, and the guy starts coming on, the Pillows comes up to me, and he's talking about the corals and stuff in the tank like I know what I'm looking at. And I'm like, this is fascinating information, but I understood none of the words that came out of your mouth after the word coral.
The number of corals there are is directly related to how many kinds of guppies there are. We just name them whatever we want.
So basically infinite.
Yeah. Basically infinite.
Oh. So you got a lot of interest. You just do mostly live bearers now?
Yeah. Pretty much all live bearers. I have one kind of community tank.
Okay.
That's about it.
I was gonna say, I was looking through the pictures and I'm like, I'm pretty sure most, if not all of these are some type of live bearer.
Yeah.
Couldn't pronounce half of the names, but I was like, it's cool looking fish.
I'm still working on a few of them. The ones I got this weekend, it was like, yeah, those are tough. The ones I've had for a couple of years, I got them down pretty good.
You want to tell the people what you did this weekend? Or is that top secret information?
No. I went to Greg Sage's house. It's the third time I've been there. Yeah, I've actually been standing in his basement with the blower running. He's down to probably 40 tanks because he had way over 100, but he had to hire an assistant to keep him because he was shipping and doing filters, and he's whittled it down to the ones he wants to keep and the ones that sell real good and the ones he ships. And I was lucky enough he gave me one of the other species.
Oh.
That's the lion's eye. He said that he wasn't going to breed him anymore, and if I wanted him, just bring a bucket.
That's how you know you're going to a fellow hobbyist's house. Just bring a bucket.
Yeah, well, I've known him for a few years. So he's quite the man. Quite the man. He would be like if you hung out with Corey or Dan and you're just walking around the fish room. You would forget more than what you remembered of what they told you.
Probably.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
I see someone has snuck in the behind the scenes. I wonder who this is.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God, it's a Wild Ed.
Hey guys.
Long time no see there, my friend. How you doing?
Pretty good. But I was enjoying that story about getting the fish from his not really shop, but fish room. That's pretty awesome.
His fish room.
Greg Sage's place. That's awesome.
That is, I'm sure a lot of people are jealous that you have direct access.
Yeah, he's about 5.5 hours away, so it was a long day, but it was well worth it.
That's not that long of a drive.
No. That's what I was telling you the bucket story earlier, and this is the second time he's done that to me. Because I go with 2 buckets or 3 buckets, whatever I want to pick up, and I tell him, hey, I just only have these buckets, but I'm looking at everything else. And he's trying to talk me into them. I was like, no, I've only got 3 buckets or whatever. He's like, I got lots of buckets. So, yeah,
that's awesome.
I have great safety.
Is it windy there, Ed?
It is super windy today. Sorry. And my door blew open right before we went live, so that's why the room's so bright, because the door over there blew open. I'm so sorry, guys.
Your room's just falling apart around you, Ed.
It is.
It's your fish. They're making all the racket downstairs because they miss you.
Yeah. Can't wait to see them. Hopefully I have some buckets worth of fish.
Oh, I'm sure you got plenty. You could fill up buckets on buckets with just guppies.
Yep.
Yeah.
So hello, everybody that has come in since we got started, and we're just gonna do a blanket hello. Hello.
Well, what size do you drive a Volkswagen to his house?
Oh no, I drive my truck.
Oh, see, that's where you could say, "Oh, there's only so much room in the Volkswagen."
Yeah, but I've got 4. And one of them is the old station wagon, the old air-cooled station wagon. So
Oh, very cool.
I'm not driving it. I'm taking my cruise control and air conditioner. And the old Volkswagens don't even have power brakes. So.
Oh gosh, but what's the gas mileage on them?
It's not fabulous. It's only about 30.
Oh,
That's not bad.
I was gonna guess it was like 45.
No.
Well, that's a bummer. I've never had one, so I am totally guessing.
My little truck on the interstate will get 30.
Yeah, I'd go in style too, for sure.
I took a picture of my back seat, though. That's pretty cool because it's wall-to-wall buckets from one side to the other. And Greg's telling me, "Oh yeah, they'll fit. Don't worry about it. Put another one in there."
Did you have empty tanks for all these guys?
I had empty tanks for the couple that I was going to go get, but my empty tanks, I always put endlers or something in there to keep them all cycled.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got home, I had to catch like 200 black bar endlers.
Oh wow!
Which
Hello, Liquid Zoo.
it wasn't bad because I was drip acclimating them, which I normally, if they come in the mail 2 or 3 days, I just plop and drop. But his water is so different than mine, and they were only in a bucket for 6 hours. I just dripped them.
Okay.
Because our pHs and TDSs are like miles apart.
Well, now where are you for sure?
I'm in western Kansas.
Okay, and where's he at?
He's outside of Denver.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
So it's like 80 miles straight north. I'm on the interstate. And off we go.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I used to have land in Mound City.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know where that is, but it used to be the one place where you could like camp like in a forest in Kansas because the water kind of comes and I guess it just grows the trees up in that one area and there's like a couple of lakes and we had some land out there on those lakes, but it was great.
Patty would like to be demanding real quick. She would like to know when you're doing a tank tour. I'm assuming she means a fish room tour.
I'm surprised they're not saying, when are you going to do a video?
I mean, same difference.
Yeah, I mean, I can. I could get my phone and do one, but that's why I sent you the pictures, because I've tried to take pictures of these guys, and I'm just not.
I'm glad you did send pictures, because I know when we were trying to find the fish during the auctions, it was kind of like, is this the right fish? I hope this is the right fish.
Yeah. And some of them I sent you, I just have the juveniles of them. I don't have them grown out yet.
Oh.
I just got them.
Okay. I mean, aside from the 2 mollies and maybe one other one.
That molly is the same molly.
They're both. Oh, okay. So one's. I see.
One is with the sail fin down. The other one's with the sail fin up. And they're
so. Which fish would you like to start with? And I'll pull up a picture.
Doesn't matter.
All right, we'll start.
Some of them I have a story about, and some of them I'm still learning.
I'll just go in order of how they downloaded then here. Ed, have you seen Skull's Fish before?
I don't think. Well, did you donate a couple to
Benet?
Yeah, for colored guppies, and they were just beautiful fish that you donated.
The 4 that I've had for a few years,
yeah, they were amazing. So
I think you're going to be jelly of some of these, Ed, and they're all live bearers too. All right, we'll start with this one.
Oh man,
that's got tequila in the name, right?
Yeah, Zuna, Connecticut's tequila.
I hope you all heard that. It sounded like he said my state real quick there.
Zuna, Connecticut, almost.
Now, is this a male or a female?
That's a male.
So does the female have any color?
The female has very little color, and this is not in breeding colors. When they're in breeding colors, it will turn almost black.
Oh, wow.
Black with that orange tail.
So,
Okay.
like, I see some of the black scales on his tail. It probably just moves right on up his whole body.
Yeah. So mine, most of the time, my tank looks really dark because I'll have a tank that's got 6 or 8 males in it, and they're all trying to be the male.
That's awesome.
Very cool fish there.
Yeah, I love those.
There we go. Now Ed's face isn't covered.
Even though it's so bright outside, look, you can just me putting my hands up, like you can see me a little better. Crazy.
Those went to Ginger Graves.
Oh, awesome. So those are close. I might be able to get those someday.
Now, how many? I know a lot of these have a small fry count. What's the average amount of fry you get in a drop?
3 to 6. So that's the other reason I like them, is they don't overrun you like guppies and endlers. And I probably have 30 or 40 of them in a 20-gallon tub.
Wow.
That's a great photo too.
Yeah, I stole all of those, of course.
Oh, okay. That's pretty smart.
I can't take that picture.
Well, I'm thinking, man, I wish I could take good shots like that of my goodiots.
You know, it's a simplistic looking fish, but it still looks amazing.
They're
Just
a
the
neat
slight
fun
pops
fish.
of color.
And do these guys eat like everything?
Everything.
That's
I'll leave the algae on the sides of the tank in the back because I found out I was feeding green beans because I have a bristle nose in every tank. I throw a couple green beans in there and I turn around and all the Gudillas and Lemnias are picking at the green bean.
I learned the exact same thing because I got a bristle nose in mine. They were zucchini pieces and they were eating. They're going swimming through the zucchini, eating it.
But they'll eat anything.
Yeah, I like them. They're a fun fish.
All right. Got anything else you want to add about this one?
What temperature do you keep them?
Good question, Ed.
Room temperature.
So
Okay.
like mid 70s, low 70s?
Yeah. And in the winter, we don't run the heater real hot. It's 68, 69.
Okay.
Summertime, it's 76, 78.
See, right now I have them in my fish room at 77 to 76, and I'd like to get them in the normal basement where there's not a heater, so it would be more like 68 all the time, probably.
Yeah. I don't have any heaters. Well, I take that back. I have one in a little beta tank.
That'll make Lisa happy that you have a heater for your beta.
Yeah. He's one I got for free because I told the LFS guy, I said, "You're just killing him. Just let me have him," because he was laying sideways in the cup. And he's like,
Oh,
just take him.
What are you looking at pH wise?
pH comes out of the tap 7 to 7.2.
Okay.
oh, boy, you're pretty neutral then, man.
TDS around 300.
Awesome.
And I way over filter because, I mean, like the Limia Tiger tank, the 20 high might have 100 fish in it.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
that tank's got a huge sponge filter. Has 2 huge sponge filters in it. They're rated for 40 gallons. And I have 2 water changes all the time. So,
I'd rather have too much filtration than not enough.
yeah. All the small tanks, I run a big sponge filter and a box filter.
Okay.
Do you, what type of plants do you keep with them? Or do you keep plants?
Oh, yeah. There's crips in every tank.
Okay.
I've got some hornwort, some other easy stuff. But to make it easy on me, I started taking all the gravel out, and I have the plant in a bowl.
That's a smart idea.
So you go to catch these guys, they're fast. They're zebra danio fast.
Oh.
So I have the option. I can take everything out of the tank. I can take the sponge filters and the plant, just pull the bowl out, put it in a bucket of the tank water, and start catching.
Okay.
And that's what I did all yesterday morning and this morning because I shipped way too many boxes. I would work on my vacation. Too much
That's
work
awesome. Now, do you ever sell these fish?
all the time.
Oh, I didn't realize that. How do we find where you sell your fish, Gull?
Just send me an email. That's all I have set up right now.
Okay. Awesome. Well, cool. That's awesome.
I finally got my PayPal set up.
Well, that's good.
I got to figure that out.
I've done money orders and all kinds of stupid stuff. Yeah, I did the PayPal.
Oh, no.
What happened?
That wind destroyed my thing.
Oh.
My abalus.
Oh no.
I just realized I had I was using my Deadpool. Deadpool is supposed to be holding that thing up, and I was thinking, I wonder where Deadpool rolled to. And now I just realized that. Well, now I'm depressed.
Well, that stinks.
Oh well, it's just a 3D puzzle I have to put together after this.
Patty would like to know if you'd ever set up like an official site like a Get Gills or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what you should do because it'd be super cool.
I thought about it, and I still might. You know,
Okay.
I'm just getting my feet wet.
Yep. Do some test sales and shipments before you decide to take the plunge.
I mean, I have the heat sealer now and bags.
Nice. That's what I want to get as a heat sealer.
It's a lot cheaper than I thought it was.
Oh.
Zen has a wonderful question. Are you in a confined fish room area, or do you have tanks all over the house like the rest of us crazy people?
This is in my basement.
Okay. Do you have tanks anywhere else in the house?
No,
Oh.
it's all in here. And I can't finish this room because the stupid city that I live in, if every room in your house is finished, your property taxes go up.
Huh.
So it was like, all right, this is the room that's going to have the fish tanks in it.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Well, it's cool probably when there's tornadoes, so you get to go down and look at your fish.
Yeah. And it's nice because I picked the room, but there's plumbing in the back that comes from my kitchen, so I tied into the hot and cold water and the drain.
Oh, okay. That was smart.
And I have a full bathroom on the other side of the wall. So I can hang out down here all the time.
I just need to put a little kitchen down there, put a small shower.
There's
You
a
just live
shower.
down. Oh, you got a shower. Okay.
Yeah. Or we got a refrigerator and microwave down here too.
Oh man, you should make it into a bed and breakfast. It's like
Yeah, just
for your full
Airbnb.
aquarium experience.
Here you go.
Yeah, just
Put a
make
bed
it
in the,
make it an Airbnb. People can rent out your fish room for the weekend.
there you go.
We can all live vicariously through you.
Night
I
at
could
the
have
aquarium.
them all clean tanks.
Hey, Daniken, hope you are doing well after your procedure.
For sure.
Or if it's Danny, I hope Kenny's doing well.
Yeah, if it's Danny, hit him in the shoulder for us.
There's a big old slug right in the shoulder. All right, let's see what other fish we got here. We got my button.
Let's see if I recognize them. The knife live bear.
Alalfaroculturatus.
Yeah,
Was I close?
you're pretty close. That's a lot of these don't have common names, but that one does. It's called the knife live bear.
Okay.
Now, does it produce much? Because I mean, with what's the little fin called on all across the bottom of it?
The gonopodium. Oh, that's
Yeah.
why they call it the knife.
Oh, it's the knife. Okay.
You know what? It looks like a knife that's got a gut hook on it.
But I mean, the females, where would they put their? They probably have that too, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
So
Females
are
look
the babies? I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
Females look just like the males. They're very hard to tell apart.
Do they put out very many babies at once?
No, none of these do.
Okay, because I would bet it just doesn't give much room. They're all body and no guts and producing area. If that makes sense.
They get big. they get the gravid spot. And you can tell when a goodie is pregnant because they're big. They get fat.
The gravid spot though would be way up at the front.
Yeah,
kind of.
It's right in. Yeah, it's right farther to the right. Yeah, right in there. It gets a black circle.
Okay. And Ricky would like to know if you have any other types of live bears besides goodeids.
Just goodeids and limias, and I have the mollies.
Okay.
Now, is this a limia?
It's a good goodie.
Oh, this is a goodeiid also? Okay, wow.
And I don't have them all. There's hundreds more that I don't have. I look for them, and they're very hard to find.
Yeah, I was going to say, before you had them for the auction, I was very unaware of them.
Yeah.
I've never seen this fish before. That's awesome.
That's another reason I wanted to put them in the auction, is to get them out there, to help Benet, but get them out there, let people see them.
And
Patty was such a great guy.
Patty's all your fish, do they all need 30s, or you keep some in smaller size tanks? Just depends on the fish.
Depends on the fish. These I just keep them in like a 20 high or 20 long.
Okay.
As long as you don't get too many of them.
I keep mine in a 20 long.
I keep the little tigers in a 10. They're breeding in a 10. I keep the doidroid. I have 3 10s with those in them.
Okay.
You just got to keep pulling them out and keep the numbers right. Before I started selling, that was the problem I ran into. Is I didn't have anywhere to go with them.
Yeah, I can see that being a problem.
Yeah.
Now, are these also room temp fish?
All of them.
Okay, so they're all just room temp. Don't really need a heater at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything is room temp. Everything is tap water was safe.
Good to know.
Now, are these guys kind of like, does that blue is it reflective? So it's like in different parts of the body when it moves?
It has a sheen to it.
Gotcha.
That's why I've tried to take pictures and they just can't get them to come out right.
What James taught me the trick to getting that, and he said you shoot them in slow motion.
Yeah.
And then you take screenshots of your slow motion.
Oh.
And you'll get it. And
I've just never messed with it.
Okay.
I usually just video them because then you can see them as they flash by the screen.
True, yeah.
Because I still haven't found a picture that the Lemia Perugiae, which we'll get to, that picture's not what they really look like. They're so much better than that. But I don't know how you capture it.
So now this guy is what type of knife?
It's the knife live bear.
Knife live bear.
Okay.
I'm going to try to remember that. How many people in chat has ever seen this fish before? If you've seen it, put like a 1 if you know what this fish was before we talked about it. So I think that'd be really interesting.
Or I can just do a poll real quick, chat.
Yeah, polls are even more fun.
I'm gonna say no because I've never seen this fish before in my life.
Yeah, same here.
Patty, can you be more specific? Are you asking if he's got it with other things, Patty? Is that what this means?
I think she wants to know what size tank they're in. I don't have any of them together. They're all in separate species tanks. But the doidroid, I have 5 tanks, 2 and 20 talls. The other 3 are 10s. But if I was just going to, create a pretty tank, I'd probably do a 20 or 29. Have a dozen of them or so. You'll see when you get to the pictures.
Also, Patty, thank you for adding me so I don't miss these questions.
So the lion's eye and the doidroid look really close when you see the pictures. The one is a bigger body. and the other one gets like a hump on their head, kind of like a rainbow.
Mhm. All right.
And they're from 2 different locations.
Oh,
The Amicus splendid.
yep.
That guy's awesome.
That's not a good picture either, but it was the one I found.
It's better than no picture.
That's a 4-inch fish when it gets big.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Does it stay that pretty?
It gets better.
Oh.
It gets better. All of these get better, especially when they're breeding.
I wish I had a pencil and paper so I could write that down to look it up afterwards.
I can supply you with the information, Ed.
Oh, thank you. Lefty is like always prepared.
Well, it also helps that Skull emailed me all these fish pictures and stuff, so.
Yeah, because I figured I'd sit here and start saying names, and people will be like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah, people are like, "What is that fish?" And then I'd be over here frantically trying to Google them all.
And I'd be trying to spell it for you.
Hey, Brooklyn, lurk away. So 83% of the people said they had not seen the fish before, Ed.
Nice.
That's good.
So you said these guys get 4 inches?
Yeah.
That's a honking fish.
It's a honking fish.
You know,
But
you never have good reference with some pictures because unless you put your hand or like a chapstick or something next to it, you can never really judge how big a fish is. Because I would have said this looks like a 2-3 inch fish.
No, they'll get pretty big.
I don't think I've ever seen one of these over 1.5 inches. Probably because people never sell them or trade them bigger than that.
I saw them Saturday.
Nice. Well, yeah, but you saw them at the best place to see them.
I saw hundreds of them. I should have sent you a picture, and I still could. I took a picture of his Odessa bars. Have you ever seen those?
Yeah, decibars? Yeah.
The
I've
ones
not
that he
seen them in
does?
person.
The ones
Well, I
that he
haven't
does?
seen his.
Let me see. Let's see if I can do this while we're still talking.
Okay. So another fish that only pops out a few fry.
Yes.
How big did the fry come out of these guys?
The fry look like most other fish's juveniles.
Oh,
They'll
okay.
eat the first day. I mean, they're big.
That's awesome. How long do they stay pregnant? Like the gestation? Is it like 2 months?
No, it's like every other live bear. They're really hard to tell because I've had some of them where they'll drop one fry today, another fry tomorrow, another one the next day.
Okay.
They don't just unleash a herd like everybody else.
You just end up with 80 guppy fry.
Yeah.
Alishon, I can't pronounce any of those really, but apparently they were split into several species years ago before they were all called red-tailed goodiots. Thank you for putting that because, and thank you for the info.
Yeah, they're another species where names change. Because this fish, the Eiseneye, if I remember it right, they changed the name to Lion's Eye because they renamed it after Dr. John Lyon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I've heard that.
Alishon probably knows a lot more than me. I'm still learning and working.
I think I've actually heard that before.
Yeah.
But I totally had forgotten. That's awesome.
And that's why the site specific is so important. Because you can have the same name of fish from different places, but they're going to look a little different.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like rainbows, how they're collected at certain rivers.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
I sent you a picture of the tank that I took Saturday.
All right, I shall check my email. Let me see here.
You couldn't quite talk me into them because I didn't have anywhere to put them.
There we go. Image new tab. Boom. 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 Those are gorgeous.
Oh,
Those are-
wow.
They look way better than the Odessa barbs I've ever seen at a fish store.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but you've only been to one fish store.
I've been to several at this point, Ed.
Oh, okay, good.
Let's see. We got Aquatic
Just
Marine.
one
I
in
was
your
just at
state.
the other day. I went to the one I was working at. There's the one out in Chicago. And then, so I've been to 3 fish stores. Thank you very much.
It's so baffling to me.
And I'm sure at some point I'll get myself down to Aquatic Aesthetics and Fish Mania.
Yeah, well, if you do that, we'll take you to Atlanta and take you to another 4. And
You say
Yeah.
Atlanta and my skin crawls.
yeah, well, but all the good stores are on the north half, so you don't even have to go.
Okay,
into
so it's not Dead City. Okay, that's a good part.
it's the suburbs where all the giant churches are.
Ah.
There are churches in Atlanta that look like colleges.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail us like that. I got these guys.
Okay, Ed, what are they called?
I was going to say, what are they, Ed?
Okay, Tiger Limias.
Close. So let me ice a tiger.
Okay, well, you're a professional. I'm just the guy.
Somebody's been lying to you, Ed. I'm not professional.
I do have them though.
And I see Zen says it looks like that was enhanced. That was a picture I took. That's how he breeds them. So I wouldn't know how to enhance a picture if I knew, you know. Took it on my cell phone. But it's really hard when you're looking at 4 or 5 tanks that have hundreds of those in there, not to say, I'll take 20 of those. Very hard.
Yeah, I can imagine. Now, these guys stay a little smaller, right?
Yeah.
Are these the ones that stay smaller?
Yep.
I like how
Maybe.
it looks like they got grill marks.
Maybe 2 inches for a really big one.
Okay.
They breed, I think, better for me than anything else. I have lots of these.
There's a lady in Chattanooga who has them, and she constantly supplies my local fish store with them. So
Yeah.
this is like the first fish he had in his fish store, I think. At least the first one that, you know, was memorable that you don't see anywhere else.
Is that where you got it? Was that fish store?
Yeah, Aquatic Aesthetics. So, but
Yeah,
yep.
They're pretty fish. It's another picture that doesn't do them justice because the yellow in the tail and all that's not coming out. I'm not a photographer.
Well,
And
and it's hard. I want to. They run from the iris of the camera, the lens, because it looks like an eyeball. So it's hard to get fish a lot of times, unless you know they're just dumb fish and don't care. But I've been wanting to come up with like a box to put over my camera that's black, and I wanted to spray that all black, super black paint in there, and then put it up against the glass, and maybe they wouldn't see the black lens.
Oh, that'd be an
And-
interesting idea.
Yeah, and I thought, and then it'd cut out all the reflection too, because you're getting rid of everything.
Right. I wonder if maybe you could have like Rico or somebody maybe 3D print you one instead of you having to build and spray paint it.
That's not a bad idea. I wanted to put velvet or something really soft on the outside, so that way it wouldn't scratch a tank also.
Okay.
Especially if I go to the Tennessee Aquarium. But yeah.
But yeah, these were one I was trying so hard to win these in that auction. Actually, I think I was trying to win any of the fish you had when I looked at the pictures of them.
You should have let me know, and I could have brought you a bag of them this weekend.
Nah, it's okay, Ed.
it's too late. I just sent him a bag.
Oh, nuts! And then I'll find somebody.
I still want some
They
of
are
them. I want
good
some of those
breeders.
wild caught mollies from that salt pond still.
Oh, I should have brought you some of those.
It's okay. I'll see you in a few months.
Yeah, but they're mineral. They were. It was a mineral pond, not a salt.
Potato,
get-
potato.
Yeah.
when we get to the mollies, the ones Ed has are a little different than mine because the Floridas are different than the Yucatans. Two different species.
Rico went for a collecting trip.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
cool, Rico. Let us know if you got anything cool. But yeah, this was one that I really wanted, and then the other one, there's another one that I was like, I really need that fish. So
The molly I would love to get is the Amazon molly. That it's the only all the Amazon mollies are females, and they can have any other molly. Sure. But they're in the Yucatan is what made me think about it.
That's the ones I have.
Is it that there's only females? Because I think there's 3 or 4 different types of mollies from the Yucatan. But the Amazon molly is named the Amazon because it's a female. They only carry their DNA. So they have to have a male molly of any other type, to give them semen. But then they produce only basically kind of clones of themselves.
We'll skip to the mollies since we're talking about them.
Well, that's an amazing boy right there.
Yep.
This is just it's a second fish on top of its dorsal area, basically.
Yeah. I don't have them grown out yet. I still have they're probably 2 inches long. That's another fish. That's a 5-inch fish.
Wow.
The first time I saw him at Greg's house, he's got some old school tanks. He's got like a 5-foot 100-gallon, and it was full of these.
Those colors are stunning.
Eduardo says he has Yucatan mollies. Do they look just like these guys, Eduardo?
Patty the fish is excited to see you.
I'm excited to see him grow up.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
I almost like the one on the left more than the one on the right.
Yeah, the males don't unfurl that unless they're mating. It's usually down.
Yeah,
I have about 9 of them right now.
Well, what are they in, like a 30-gallon?
No, they're
bigger. Oh, they're in a 10. Okay.
Yeah, because they're only.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna have to have a 90 or a 125 probably.
Look at that one on the right. That girl's checking out his fin.
Yeah, that's why they do it.
She was like, "This guy, he has it going on."
Yeah. And to see that in person when there's, this huge tank full of them here is like, wow.
Apparently Eduardo's female had 210 babies.
Oh,
Yeah.
Holy cow.
That's awesome, Eduardo.
Wow.
That's why we're going to have to do a little growing around here. My wife already asked me, when are you putting the racks in the middle? And I don't want to tell her I'm probably going to have to put 2 racks. The
You
first
got to leave
time
room for tornadoes.
I got the rest of the basement.
Okay. See, if it was me, I'd put a cot, or not a cot, but a hammock. Just so I could just look at my fish like this in my hammock, swinging back and forth. That'd be with the ceiling fan above. Oh my gosh, that'd be like heaven. I could handle hanging out in your place, Skull.
I went all weekend without a leg cramp, and then today I get a leg cramp.
I've had some strange experiences down there. I had the heating and air guy here. That's why I brought him through here, because the heater and stuff's around the corner. And he had to call to see if they had a part. We're standing here, and he's like, would it be all right if I call my wife and had her come over? I was just like, yeah, sure, I don't care. I didn't know it was his wife and like 3 kids.
You should have charged admission. Or tell her bring some cookies or something.
And it's like my brother is a huge fisherman. He's at the lake every weekend. He stood in here and he's like, well, can I get a bucket of these fish so I can use them as bait?
Oh,
Oh
like,
no.
Sure you can if you have like $1,000 in your pocket. I'll put you right in.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Well, every time I get like a worker, they say, "Are these saltwater?"
My even with the African cichlids, my folks were like, "When did you get a saltwater tank?" And I'm like, "I didn't." They're like, "Oh, really?"
I don't know how like the normal person views freshwater fish
Dull gray colors.
or
The gold-
goldfish.
Or goldfish.
Yeah, they're thinking like muted, like trout and bass colors, probably.
Mm. Yeah, or just a minnow
Mm.
fishing.
Patty's wanting to know the best freshwater fish encyclopedia. Do you mean like an actual encyclopedia or like online? Because online, I'm going to probably say the YouTube community. Just getting in chats and asking questions. But if you're talking about an actual book, that would be a question for the other two guys.
Yeah.
I've got 2 of them downstairs, but they're both old. I got them at the used bookstore.
Me too. Mine are quite old. I only look at them when I'm really looking for certain species.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
Now, I can't remember if these next ones are the other ones I was drooling over during the auction, or if it was just one I was extremely interested in.
The Voidroid?
The Lino Sea.
That's the lion's eye. Those are the ones I told you are really similar because they're from like.
Ah, yes.
But the ones that I have are a lot taller than the Voidroid. Same colors, just a bigger fish.
Okay.
And I have to make sure I keep them separated because I'm pretty sure they'll breed together.
Oh.
You'll see if you put both of those pictures side by side, they're almost identical fish, but they're different.
Wow. Do you have the other picture?
What's the other one I'm looking for?
Voidroid?
The San Marcos one?
Yeah.
All right. Hang on one sec. Boom. And where's the other one? Why is it not popping up? Nope. I want to minimize you.
See how similar they are?
Those are 2 different fish?
Yeah.
I don't know what fish I have in my basement then.
So, this one on the right, it's like the blue isn't all the way. Yeah. Huh.
Well, okay. Mine are like this, but the heads are more dark. Like it's not as silver. They're more of a darker head.
Does it have like a little bit of a hump to its head? Yeah. You can just send me a picture. We'll see if we can figure it out.
Okay. That's terrible.
I guess the one on the right does have more pinky peach color in the front part of it.
Yeah.
But that could just be the lighting.
True.
And if the boys are fired up. But man.
The one on the right's pink lemonade, and the other one's high sea orange.
Yeah. This is one you like. It's only about a 2-inch fish.
I would guess I have the ones on the left just because of the darkness to the top of the head.
Yeah.
But
they're both beautiful.
Wow, I didn't realize there were 2 so similar. Excuse me. I think I still have the bag that I got them in from I got them at the the Indianapolis Club meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I kept the bag just so I'd remember the name, but I have to find the bag. But yeah,
so I have a teacher
awesome.
emailing me or texting me asking me for my school email.
And do you have both of these guys?
I do.
Oh man!
No wonder you got to keep them separate.
Now, can you look at them without the little hump on top of the head? Would you know them apart?
I can look at the adults and tell them apart.
Okay.
When they're juveniles, I wouldn't have a chance.
Yeah.
Because the lion's eye get taller. They're just a physically bigger fish, but the colors are almost identical.
That's crazy. But yeah, I was going to be taking these guys out of the plan is to put them in a 55. But I ended up giving the 55 to a different pair of fish. So I think I'm going to put them in a 40 breeder. Just because I'd like to get them out of the fish room also. Want to try to get a lot of these fish that don't need heat out of my fish room.
Yeah.
Good plan.
Good plan. A lot of people ask me, could I put these with my angelfish or my neon tetras? And I'm like, well, have a backup plan.
Now,
I've watched them breed, and they chase pretty hard when they're breeding, and they're very fast, so they're going to be right on that food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they fin nippers? Because I was wondering about that too. I never had anything else with them other than a bristle nose.
That's all I've ever had with them. I've never tried them in a community setting.
Okay. They just seem like a fin nipper to me. I don't know why.
They probably would be. A lot of people keep the bigger Gudiids in their smaller cichlid tanks.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had
the Gudiids can handle being in the cichlid.
I had them with some of my favorite snails. I had them with the rabbit snails, but the Hercules ones, and I think they were biting their little antennas off all the time, so I moved them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Jennifer Weaver has a question for you, Skull. Do you have those?
No, I have not found those. I don't have those yet. Put it that way. I don't have them yet.
I wish I had my phone with me. I would see what that looked like.
Way ahead of you, Ed.
There's a lot of fish I wish I would have grabbed when I had the chance. Like Greg doesn't do the Montezuma swordtails anymore. And if you look on Aquavid, they're $200 a pair.
All right, Jennifer, you'll have to let me know if this is the correct fish. Is that the right fish? Because Google was a little confused with the name. You pull the right fish up? If not, we'll have to yell at Google.
Yeah, I don't
Still
know.
looks like a nice fish.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it's not the right fish. Okay. Well, poo. Hey, Peplin, thank you for 4 months as a member with the super chat saying skull with a bunch of exclamation points.
Skull, you have the best name in the world. I love it when I get to reply to one of his things or just say hi to him because I get to type the Skull. I love that.
Yeah. I didn't do any of it. I just asked my son.
Oh, yeah?
I have skulls and pirates stuff and stupid stuff around it. Just make it skull.
Work.
Well, make me a super easy emblem too. So he made that too. I just like it. It's nice and simple.
That's awesome. Well, and I appreciate when you reply on my things or leave a comment. That's what I meant. You're awesome about that.
I try. I was trying to keep up with Lefty and his one a date thing. That was hard. That was hard to do for me, and I wasn't making a video.
I know. I'm in the same boat with that. It's like I think I catch like 2 of his a week, and I hate to say that because I'd like to say I'd see him every day, but
you don't have to watch them all. You're good.
I think I'm caught up.
Nice.
You will be because I'm behind a few days, but we'll get caught back up, and then you'll have 2 a day to watch for a while.
Oh no.
Like I think I have 3 videos on this laptop. I just haven't finished.
All right, and I believe this next one is the one you said is the picture doesn't do it too much justice.
Oh yeah, the Perugier, Limia Perugier.
He is a good-looking fish.
It is a wonderful. All these fish are beautiful looking.
The blue sheen on those when they swim is crazy. And that's a bigger fish.
Oh, I was going to guess those smaller fish.
No, it's 2.5 or so.
Okay.
It almost looks like a platy kind of.
It's a pretty fish, though. I think that I would like. Darn it!
You
I
know,
wish I
like,
had my phone because I'd like to take a picture. Lefty, send this to me too because I think this is going to be in my next batch of fish I make.
you just
I
send him all that.
I will send them all to you, Ed.
But don't forget to put their name with it.
You got it.
Awesome.
Thank you, Zen, for 4-month membership. Always forget about these things. Yeah, you get the free super chat with it too. And I think it's like the $5 character super chat. So you actually get a decent super chat. So don't waste them.
You know, when I do ship fish, I try to pick out males and females. Because a lot of people will send you, babies.
Hmm.
I try to send something that's you're going to see something from pretty soon.
And then I think we have, one more fish?
Zen is always ahead of me.
Not sure.
I do like that it's kind of got like this olive greeny yellow in the back, and then it's just black.
Yeah.
Wonderful colors. I'm so glad you introduced a lot of us to the world of these fish because I don't think a lot of us knew really what they were before.
Yeah, and I'm not an expert by any means. You can watch Greg Sage's videos, Select Aquatics, but there's also Andrew Borkowski. He's from Chicago.
Okay.
This little guy's all eye.
Yeah. That's the tower eye. Blue-tailed with idiot.
I like the layman name Tower Eye.
And it'll be bigger. It'll be at least a 3-inch fish.
Okay.
Wow, does the eye stay that big?
Yeah, it matches with the fish.
Well, sometimes it grows into it.
True.
Like I was just showing the people the high fin loach, how when it gets big, the giant fin stays little or stays the same size. But man, if that thing's got 3 inches and the eye stays that big, that's a big eye.
Yeah.
And Matt is very excited about your stream tomorrow night, Ed.
Oh, awesome. I'd like to I'm trying to scale some of my fish down in my fish room and like make more colonies of each one of my guppies.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'd like to get some more just rare individuals too.
That makes sense, yeah.
Like, things like Goodiots or any cares fish. I think it'd be awesome. Matt, it'll be awesome. I can't wait to do that.
But yeah, we went to our local nature center for the field trip today, and I'm looking. We actually they had a fish tank with newts in it, and I at one point was going to get newts, and I was like, "Ooh, that's a cool looking thing." So I said to the guy, "I'm like, what kind of moss is growing in that tank?" He's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "It looks like Java moss. What kind of moss is it?" He had no clue what was in the tank with the things.
Oh,
I was like, "Because if that stuff grows locally, show me where it is." And then I was like, yeah, I got 23 tanks at home. He's like, wow, 23? We can barely keep up with my daughter's one. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm crazy. So. But yeah, all those fish looked wonderful. We're all very jealous now.
I like how the tower eye had kind of a big jaw too.
Yeah.
Its jaw kind of stuck out. That was pretty cool. I'm getting a thing called picture in picture when I hover over the screen. I'm going to click it and see what happens.
Okay.
I'm not touching anything.
Whoops.
Well, it didn't change the layout on my end, so I think you're good.
But my image went black on your screen.
Oh, that's not good.
And the picture was dropped down in the corner of me. I never seen that new thing on StreamYards.
All right. Well, does anyone in chat have any last minute questions for Mr. Skull here? Because we got Rico coming up at 6:30 with a focus on Miss Beck's fish room, which should be a fun time. I'm checking now. I don't see anything for Susan, so we can all head over to Rico's after and hang out with a nice little 30-minute break in between, if there's no more questions. That is. Hello, Mr. TN Aqua. It was great to hang out with you.
It was. I wish we could have spent more time with him.
Yeah, and I wish Scuba Steve would have stayed and hung out with us at the hotel.
Yep, Scuba Steve is like all over the place. He probably went all the way home.
He did go home. They left like 10 minutes before the show ended after the raffle was over.
Okay.
And I was like, why didn't you go to the fish store or come to the thing? And he's like, oh, no one told me. I'm like, Kenny announced it like 12 times that Aquatic Marine was staying open late.
Oh, well.
And Patty is again saying that you should do a fish room tour from your phone.
I think that'd be awesome, Skull. I would love it. Or just do like 2 minutes. Like if you could, do you know what a monopod is? It's like a tripod, but it's just one stick. So if you would like take, oh, well, if you have a tripod, but I mean, like you can take a broom even and just set your camera on top just to keep it still, is what I was trying to say. And just hold it on your fish tank for 2 minutes and then say what the name of the fish is inside of it.
So
that's
so
right.
I'm going to do a tour and name it the Tour for Patty.
Perfect.
The master tour.
Patty's Tour.
I think it would be awesome to see a 2-minute video of each one of your tanks.
It would be.
That's why at the auction I just did before, I was trying to move right around the room, and I think that came out 2.5, 3 minutes.
Okay.
Something like that.
And yes, Carlos's question was how to buy fish, and then Dee was nice enough to put Skull's email in there. So yes, if you're interested in acquiring fish from Skull and purchasing some, shoot him an email. Let him know what you're looking for.
I can let you know if I have them. What I have. Some of them I'm still working on.
That's awesome, man.
Hello. Thank you, Skull, for hanging out tonight. Thank you, Ed, for deciding you could make a stream. It was very nice to hang out with you again on one of these.
Great to see you, Ed. Be looking at your mail. You got something in the mail.
Oh, cool.
And thank you, chat. Thank you for the member ups and whatnot. And make sure y'all head over to Rico's in about 26 minutes and hang out with Bex. And we will Ed, are we streaming Friday?
I think so.
All right. Look out for a stream from us on Friday. Back to Variety Stream, 4:30 Eastern. And until then, we'll all see you later. And thanks again. And have a good week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.